Yeah, you should expect a high intensity race. Like I said, Calco is the world record holder, which that puts him at a pretty big statistical advantage going into this, but it also paints a huge target on his.
And while they started with different start times, there's 0 on their timer hit the same time. So once their timers are synced, their actions will be synced up. I know some of y'all might have been questioning the difference in timing start that you saw there, but their timers will end the same. Going through Yoshi's Island 2 here, not too much to do. I'm curious about what Dots is going to do with this shell here, because I think he might have a little something up his sleeve. Watch him now, he's going to toss that shell and jump towards the end goal, and do a little bounce off the shell as he finishes up. Calco also getting some swag with that 361 over there on the left on his in-game timer.
We've got shots fired, chat. Shots fired.
They're coming in hot, and it's only one level.
Now, Yoshi's Island 3, both of these runners, I'm assuming, are going to make this level look super easy. Personally, for me, this is where I start tearing my hair out and breaking my controller when I try to do.
Yeah, this can be pretty insane for a lot of runners, but as I said last race, once you're at the level that these two guys are at, you've done it thousands of times. It's very visually impressive, though. Both of them getting that 259 on the in-game timer, meaning they took advantage of those moving brown wooden platforms.
Now, you know what I want to see going into this? I want to see a shell jump. We've seen people try it. We've seen people go for it. I want to see someone actually get it this time.
I haven't seen one in a minute. You're right. Who's got one for us? No.
Appreciate the effort on both runners. I like to know that they care,
It's best, yeah. The search for shell jumps still continues. We'll find you one day. So now moving on into Iggy's Castle. Let's see how their cage work is. This has some tight little jumps they gotta do under Koopas here at the beginning. Then manage these cages going through that tight hallway. And also one last grab before that platform. Calco getting a 281 door while Dot's getting a 280 as he went inside the door.
Yeah, both runners still neck and neck through this first world. Really to be expected though for Yoshi's Island. It's sort of a warm up for runners of this caliber.
Now they can be heading into the fight at the same time. Dot's doing the 2 fireballs and a jump strat. Calco's sliding down and getting his fireballs in Iggy's face. Calco just got a little ahead on that in-game timer. The timers aren't quite synced up yet, but I think Calco would have just a little bit of an edge on Dots right now.
Yeah, it's not coming through on the stream, but we'll be able to keep track of who's actually on top right now.
Yeah, and it's a minimal amount right now, especially because this category's I'm gonna call mid 35 to 37 minutes on these, maybe. So they can switch lead back and forth all they want. They got plenty of time to trade out.
Now here, Donut Plains 1, this is where we really see this category start differentiating itself from some of the others. If they accidentally pick up a cape for any reason, they have to take it down.
Yep, absolutely. Gonna be using no cape throughout this entire run. And that's really what makes this category shine. It's a medium length category with no cape whatsoever.
If you end up in Star World for whatever reason, you're never coming back.
Ever. Calco looking like he almost went up that pipe. I don't know why that would be in his muscle memory. He is known as the no cape guy. You just want to sync up the visuals for y'all.
All right, both runners through. Not any problems so far. So far, we're looking at a couple clean runs here.
Yeah, Calco was able to squeak out a couple of in-game seconds on dots in that previous level.
Dot's just juking out the in-game camera on that one.
Yeah, that level can be super sketchy. With the camera, you really need P-speed before the boo, otherwise the camera's not going to follow you up.
Not a problem at all for Dots, though. Now, speaking of problems, this is where the first point we could really see something go wrong for either runners. This is a Widowmaker of 11.
There's so many deaths throughout the tournament in this level. Calco looking good though, getting past the hard part. Dot's going for it now. Oh, he bailed on it. He bailed on it. Kind of smart. If you don't trust the jump, you know you're not going to do it or whatever. Do what you need to do to keep yourself alive. So great reaction time on his part. He can catch a piece of speed here and continue on. You can tell he's definitely worked on that backup because that looks great.
Yeah, it's going to cost him a little bit of time, but not as much as a death would.
Yeah, yeah. So he didn't minimize that time loss. Calco looked great throughout that level. He's going to be heading into Donut Plains 4 now, getting that nice jump off the shell. It's always fun to see all the neat ways people get rid of that Hammer Bros there. Now, notice he brought that blue shell. He's going to actually take that Yoshi up and continue on. You see lots of runners pick up a backup flower at the roulette block there, but he reserves his Yoshi for the blue shell, so he has no issues throughout the rest of that level.
Yeah, just because we've put Mario on the no-fly list for this category does not mean that Yoshi is bound by the same law. We trust Yoshi a bit more.
Yeah, Dinosaur Land has different regulations. The Dots has to rely on this little dismount right there. You'll see him throw that Yoshi. Calco didn't have to rely on that because he was in the air. It'd be a pretty sketchy level end. Calco's got a pretty strong lead right now, halfway through Morton's castle.
Just flying through that first
room 3. Not literally.
Not literally, but like
that clear. That is not literal. We don't allow that kind of mischief here.
No, if we would have seen him fly, we would have called the authorities. He would have been cavity searched on Twitch. We would have gotten banned for TOS violations. It's the whole.
Alright, Calco's reached the Morton fight first. Just watch as he does 2 fireballs in a jump. He's gonna get rid of Morton real quick there. Dots has his spring as well, going up to the Morton fight.
I have to think that when Morton goes down in this fight, he's like, "Oh, thank you. You've released me from being named Morton."
Yeah, out of all the Koopa kids, he really drew the short straw on names.
I think we all know who Bowser's least favorite was.
Yeah, definitely Morton.
We got Calco entering the Vanilla Dome. This is where we had Super Bowl 29 with the New England Patriots versus the LA Lakers.
Great venue, horrible hot dogs.
So you don't have to put vanilla in everything, guys.
Nice use of that Yoshi to get up to the secret exit. He's going to be hitting Vanilla Secret, as it's aptly named. Dots is going into Vanilla Dome 1 right now. Try to use his Yoshi to fly up. Calco's gonna ditch his Yoshi right here. So we can get up a little higher. Let's see if he gets through this choke point without taking damage. He's looking good. And he's up to green beans. He's gonna be moving on to Vanilla Secret 2 while Dots is entering Vanilla Secret 1.
And that's how much small mistakes can cost you when you're at this level of the tournament. Calco able to take that little slip up that Dots had in Donut Plains and extend it into a full level lead. Dots taking damage on the choke point, taking damage again when he goes for the spring.
Yeah, that is not what you want. You hate to see it. Curious what he's gonna do small there. Could have grabbed a mushroom off to his right, like right where the choke point is. It seems like he just wanted to get out of there. I'm kind of curious as to what he's thinking. Yeah, see, this is such not a fun level whenever you don't have what you need. Oh, he's trying to get a dupe, it looks like. He duped the power-up, grabs himself a mushroom, tries to go for another dupe to just get 2 flowers, because why not? But he'll just take 1 flower. Of course we expect that from Dots. Of course Dots just breaks out a shell to do a dupe in the middle of a level. Why not?
Really, he just wanted to give us something cool to look at so we're not watching Calco send the dolphins further towards extinction.
Yeah, just eating away at those dolphins with Yoshi. It's a harsh world out there.
Now we see Calco taking a dip in the extensively water-damaged, flooded basement of this castle.
Yeah, insurance company's not touching that one. You can't build a castle in the middle of a waterfall. You're not gonna get insured. So he's gonna be swimming through to reach his Reznor fight here shortly. Dots will be entering the fortress here in just a second. Yeah, there we go. Calco's seeing the red doors. He's going for the red Reznor fight. A little bit of excitement after a fortress like that. Great Reznor fight.
And that's, of course, Reznor working for Bowser after having a very successful career with an industrial band in the 90s. Perfect timing. My biscuits came out of the oven right on time for Butter Bridge.
Oof, Butter Bridge 1. Some of the best butter on earth. Be still my beating heart. Well, that's guaranteed with Butter Bridge. Some of the finest all-natural butter.
From the land of lakes itself.
Yeah, they actually milk the Yoshis by hand to make this butter. It goes great with breakfast, croissants, ham.
I'll just butter up a chocolate ham sandwich.
Chocolate ham sandwich. Great with some butter on it.
You know, some people think it was climate change that drove the Yoshis extinct. Some people think it was, you know, an act of nature. Really, it was high cholesterol caused by butter.
No, super high cholesterol. Calco showing off that cake and just rejecting it. It's kind of rude.
Well, he knows the price he'll pay if he doesn't.
both of them just kind of having fun in this level, as we do. It's a long auto-scroller. If you're gonna goof around anywhere, it might as well be here, right? Calco's out of Butterbridge 1. He's gonna be getting back to the super serious run first. Dot's a bit behind him now. Calco's got a pretty strong lead.
You have that nice chill time in Butterbridge 1 and then Butterbridge 2. Immediately, it's just like Super Koopa in your face.
Yeah, you really gotta be on the ball on this level. Like, that's a level where it's hard to just react to if you were trying to go in blind and do it like that. Like, you really have to know the level.
Just like that, Hasta La Vista, the best worst level in the game.
Alright, Calco's going through Ludwig's castle. It's gonna be pretty scary. Both of them right now are in places where they need to dodge a lot of enemies. Calco's looking pretty good. Dots is now free to just fly through the rest. Let's see how Calco's cage work is. I also noticed Calco missing that door. Doors, you only have 3 frames to enter them when you're at full P speed, so they kind of stink.
Well, if you just walked over 2 bridges made out of butter, you're going to be a little bit greasy, so you can't really blame him.
Oh yeah, he's all greased up, man. You can tell by how fast he just got that Ludwig kill. He's gonna be going on to that Forest of Illusion. Dots is making his way through Ludwig's castle right now. Buttered up and bacon in the oven.
Dot sticking the door. We'll see what his cage work looks like compared to Calco's. We didn't really comment on it, but Calco was actually able to get to the top of the cage before the camera did, so he went into those doors blind.
Yeah, he had really slick cages. Dots as well had good cages, getting a 241 on that level. Calco's now in Forest of Illusion 1. He's just going to be jumping around with his Yoshi. If you see him eat any of these wigglers, he'll jump immediately afterwards. And that's because you can run into these wiggler hitboxes as you're eating with Yoshi. So you see eat, jump, eat, jump. So even though you're eating them, you got to jump out of their way. Nice use of that shell. Once again, getting rid of that hammer bro.
So Calco already through Forest of Illusion 1, just as Dots is getting through that cutscene for Ludwig's castle. Force of Illusion 2, of course, giving an opportunity for Dots to catch up if this RNG on the Yoshi clip isn't in Calco's favor. Haven't seen a lot of that today in the races. And he's going to get it first shot.
Nice. Nice first try clip there. Dots got his backup flower while Calco's grabbing an item that's going to double his speed in the water. It's very important to grab an item when you can in this game. Just going to keep on floating up, get himself to the end, and he'll be in Forest of Illusion 3 here shortly. As Dots enters Forest of Illusion 2, only 1 level behind. Let's see if the Yoshi clips are as good to him as they were to Calco. Let's see, he dismounts up top, tries to remount near the corner, pulls Yoshi right into the wall. So both of our runners getting a first try clip.
And of course, even though Calco has a pretty solid lead on Dots right now, the rest of this run is just the heat's gonna ramp up every single time. So really, there's a lot of potential for something catastrophic to happen, but both runners are gonna have to be on their game right now for the rest of the race.
Yeah, that's what this category is really about, is you just gotta stay laser focused for so much of it. Calco does get a bit of a breather going into Roy's Castle right now at the beginning. Dot's going through Forest of Illusion 3, getting that wall jump. That was neat. He's got himself dupes, wall jumps. Jumping off that shell in Yoshi's Island 2.
Oh, Dots is definitely putting on a show.
I can support it. Calco going for this purposeful damage boost right here while grabbing a flower that he previously dropped. So he picks the flower back up. He's ready to use it against Roy. He's got one more chamber to go through here. Despawning platform 3, but saving 1 and 2. Once again, just 2 fireballs and 1 jump. He is out of the Roy fight as Dots enters Roy's castle. Pretty strong lead on Calco's part.
Strong lead, but I do believe Dots has actually made up a little bit of time. Instead of being a full exit behind, he's now almost a full exit behind.
Yeah, this is a long exit, though. That snake goes for a minute. You'll see him do that little scroll he just did so Potaboo doesn't get stuck on the little bus he's on. Once again, you'll see the purposeful damage after he drops the flower, uses his iframes to run on the spikes, keeps his full P speed up, gets rid of the switch, despawns platforms 1 and 3, makes his way to the Roy fight for just 2 fireballs and 1 jump. As Calco's going through Chocolate Island 1 right now, this is super tight platforming. It's looking good so far. Let's see his bounce off the chuck right there. Nice job holding the P-switch and still letting loose some fireballs. He is taking that P-switch with him. It's nice. He's going to get out of there and go towards the ghost house. Dots is going to be heading towards Chocolate Island as well. Let's see how this ghost house treats Calco. It's a pretty spooky level. Lots of enemies are getting in your way and you gotta kind of work your way around them.
It's the ghosts of all the sailors that try to get to this island to get that sweet, sweet chocolate.
So much chocolate. The chocolate mines in this island are insane. You see, that's purposeful damage right there, so he does iframes to jump through the booze and then bounce off the back side of them to get up to that door. Really cool strat. So he's moving on to Chocolate Island 2. Dots is going to be entering the ghost house right now. Still sticking about a level behind. Regardless of the level length, it's just been 1 level.
Well, I mean, Calco's been running this pretty flawlessly. I mean,
he's had a great run, I'll tell you what.
Curious to see what the final time is going to be. I don't know if anyone watched the last race, but we had Louis with a 34:57, and I'm almost wondering if Calco's on pace to beat.
That'd be something, huh? Like you said earlier, he does have the world record, and that's a 34:23. He got that last month when he set the world record to. He set the world record 1 run, and then the very next run, he did another world record. So he had a pretty crazy day about a month ago. He's very much known for his no-cape skills, so it's no shock to see Calco have a run this good in a no-cape category. He's proven that here in Chocolate Secret. Look at how he navigates these spinies and platforms. He's got some chucks coming up here pretty soon. They can be a little finicky, but...
Do you ever worry that when you see Mario slide down those slopes on his behind that he might have some worms? Oh, Calco takes a dip in the sauce. That is huge.
Oh, big spaghetti, big regret. He's going to be hitting the midway point as Dots is coming up. This is exactly what he needed. Wake up, y'all. Wake up. We got a race going on here. Both in room 2 at the same time now. On a slope like that, there's a big chance that it's just going to eat your jump. And that's exactly what happened there. If Calco had just held the jump button out, he might have been able to make it to that platform. Instead, he let his jump get eaten. Didn't let his jump get eaten, but you know, it took a nibble.
Oh my god!
Dots taking the lead here in room 3 in Chocolate Secret right now. Calco 2 deaths in Chocolate Secret, room 3. Dots is making his way through towards the middle section, dealing with these chucks. Now he's at the moment that ate his jump, or Calco's jump. Notice what Dots did right there. The difference between them. Calco ran full speed and tried doing his jumps. When Dots reached the last 2 slopes that are pretty heavy slopes, he killed his P-speed. He stopped for just a brief second and jumped to the next platform. Stopped for a second, jumped to the next platform. That little maneuver secured his lead coming out of that level.
We just watched a Mario version of that story about the rabbit or the frog or whatever. Tortoise and the hare.
Tortoises are frogs, right?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Dots is now making his way through Wendy's castle, getting through room 1. Ooh, he's going through room 2 while Calco just hit room 1. Calco's gonna try to run through this entire room at full P-speed to make it to the Wendy fight. I mean, he knows he cannot waste a second. Calco's coming. So he's now in the Wendy fight. He needs 3 hits on Wendy, and he'll move on to the sunken ghost ship. Take some damage there. Not what he's looking for. But he just wants to get done with this fight. He can pick up a mushroom at the beginning of next level if he wants.
I mean, we always say that this race can turn around at the drop of a dime after Forest of Illusion 2.
What did we tell y'all?
We went from a habanero to a Carolina Reaper pepper. Because this is spicy.
Yeah, it definitely is. Both of them small now, coming out of Wendy fight. They've been going into Sunken Ghost Ship. They'll be in the level at the same time. Dots has a lead right now. We're nearing the end of this run, but he's got some insane levels to get through after Sunken Ghost Ship.
This is where Mario was drawing Wendy like one of his French girls before they struck that iceberg.
Never let go.
As she pushes him off the door.
Get out of here. So, orb?
Yeah, that's how the orb got to the bottoms. Wendy chucked it into the sea at the end of the movie.
Yeah, when she's that old lady on the boat. Man, Calco decided not to get that mushroom. He's going to go small through Sunken Ghost Ship. I'm questioning what he's going to be doing here near the end. Because Dots did despawn that first boo ring. He's going to do a damage boost through the second boo ring. That leads me to think only one thing with Calco going through small. He doesn't plan on damage boosting at all. He can either wait, which, or he's just going to try to swim straight through the boo ring. Didn't get any despawn. He swims through the first one. Oh my goodness, he's got a second one coming up. Swims straight through that. Reaches
Someone's
the
been
pipe.
working on their needle point.
Oof! And Dot's getting the orb.
That was insane. That was insane.
I've had too much butter bridge for my heart to take that, man.
And Calco with the orb.
Goodness gracious. Dot's now in Valley of Bowser 1. He's gonna use Mario's little small stature to get up and around all these moles.
These smug moles.
They're so smug. Great smiles, though.
They've got good dental insurance in the Mushroom Kingdom.
He's saying they take care of their molars.
Ho, 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 ho.
Give me a
Awful.
raise, boys.
Of course, visiting that great dentist, Dr. Robotnik. Or am I thinking of something else?
I don't know who you're talking about. Alright, Dots is now in Valley of Bowser 2. I'm not sure if we're going to see a sandbar from him. He has a somewhat healthy lead. Calco could go for the sandbar and really close it.
If it were me, I wouldn't do it. I'd hold on to the lead, but I'm a coward.
Dude, I have no idea what I would do in this situation. Is it worth risking a death, you know? Calco pretty much has to go for it. Calco's going. I mean, you have to imagine. If you're the dude not in the lead, you have to go for it. Neither one of them getting the clip we were talking about, though, so they're just going to slow roll it through this room.
Yeah, really, at this point, if you're Calco, you're really hoping for the Crushers to come through for you. I think that's the most likely point for there to be any sort of slip-up.
Yeah, Crushers, maybe Reznor. It all kind of depends. Dots is heading into one of the hardest levels in this run. So let's watch him closely. So he's keeping P-Speed going over these enemies. He's got a big Crusher section here to deal with, trying to keep his P-Speed as he goes. It's looking good so far. He's just got to bounce off these Potoboos and deal with the final Crusher section coming up right here. Kill the speed, and then just calmly jump for the next two. He's made it to the Reznor fight perfectly. If he gets through this Reznor fight, he'll be going towards the Bowser fight first. He successfully defeats Reznor. Calco's coming up quick. He'll be entering the Reznor fight shortly. We're going to see him in the Bowser fight at the same time. Calco having some hiccups in his Reznor fight. Definitely giving Dots a little bit of breathing room now as he reaches the final red door.
This would take a serious error on Dots' part at this point to give Calco a chance. Nothing is impossible as we stare into the blank, soulless eyes of Bowser's clown car.
I think the clown car's cute, man. I want a dog that looks like that.
Well, if you go to your local animal shelter, I'm sure there's plenty of them that look like that haven't received home yet. They're probably going to be put to sleep.
Oh, goodness. Dots is now in phase 2 of the Bowser fight. He's going to be doing something we call ball skip here by leaving that Mecha Koopa out to dry next to him. When that Mecha Koopa comes back to life, it's going to be about the time Bowser stops and drops a ball here. So Dots hit him at the perfect moment to make sure that Bowser was going to skip dropping his second ball and go straight into dropping Mecha Koopas once again. Very nice. He got his 4th hit in. He's going to be moving on to the 3rd and final phase. As Calco is going for ball skip right now, just moments behind Dots. Dots really needs to make these next hits count. Up through the clown car's his 5th hit. Bowser's going to bounce 5 times and then stop right here in the air and drop 2 more Mecha Koopas. Dots needs his final hit to go, and he gets it.
Some GG's out for Dots.
Finishing up with that 35-55. I noticed he split a little late there. He's probably dealing with SRL. There's other timers going on in the background, but he got himself a 35-55 RTA time. Calco coming in with that 6th hit, just right behind him, getting that 36-17. Let's see some big GGs out. That was a hell of a race right there. 35-57. That's going to be your winner. And that's who's going to be going up against Louie.
So he just took down the world record holder, and now he has to go up against Louie. That's some just top tier drama going into a race.
Yeah, it's a crazy bracket. We're nearing the final 4.
We wrote a good script for this one.
Dots secured his place in the final 4. And you guys make sure to check out some other races we got coming on. Go ahead and get these pulled up because tomorrow we've got Seathorn versus Ricky. That's going to be at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 a.m. Pacific. So you guys get up bright and early for that. And then the next day we're going to have Stin versus Lost Core. That's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Both of these are going to be runners who are fighting for the final 4.
Yeah, at this point, you guys really don't want to miss any of these races. With who we have left in the tournament, everyone is almost guaranteed to be just an absolute just slap.
Yeah, it's hard to tell what's going to happen, man. I feel like everyone's brackets have kind of been flipped around. So anything could happen in this tournament. We're going to go ahead and bring Dots in here now to talk about his run. How's it going, Dots?
It's going pretty great.
Pretty great, right? Yeah, coming in with that 35-57. That's a hell of a run to throw down to beat Calco there.
It was an okay run. I guess for a race, I can't really be mad about a 35, but man, that vanilla secret area stretch of levels was rough.
Yeah, Vanilla Secret 2 was interesting. I was wondering what you were going to do, and then you started pulling out the dupes, and it was just like, oh, yeah, okay.
Well, like, I know that going small into that level, like, there's only one fire flower available up to the castle. So if you're small, you have to dupe it if you want fire. And I was like, okay, well, that's what I got to do. And I was too focused on that to even think about jumping on the Koopas at the beginning. So I just kind of like ran through.
Yeah, you kind of stayed on the ground for the whole first part up to that flower.
It was a struggle. But
How did you feel though when you had a chance to catch up in chocolate though?
Yeah, were you watching the restream at all? Did you realize what had happened when it happened?
yeah, well, here's the thing is I saw him die the first time. So like before I was ahead of him and I was like, okay, I'm only like 10 seconds behind, but still like the rest of his run is going to be way better than mine. So I'm
Yeah.
basically still more behind than that. Then he died again, and I was like, okay, well, now I'm ahead, but I'm still probably going to fall behind by the time we get to Bowser. And then...
I mean, to be honest, that's completely a fair way of thinking right there, because Calco is normally just super on point. I could be 2 minutes ahead of him and be like, well, I mean, he's going to beat me.
Yeah. And then, let's see, when we got to Sandbar, I was more than one sandbar ahead of him, so I decided not to go for it specifically so that if he got it, it would be a closer race. And also, I kind of really didn't want to risk dying.
Yeah, so I mean, that's two good reasons right there. But yeah, man, congrats. Made it to the Final Four. No Cape, no Star World. That's pretty crazy.
Wasn't expecting to get this far.
How are you feeling about facing Louis next?
Oh, he just got a 34 like an hour ago in his race,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. He's
not any
pretty
safer
scary
than
opponent.
with Calco, that is.
Well, all right. You got anything else for us before we take off?
I think that's about it. Thank you guys for the commentary, and thanks SpeedGaming for the restream.
Yeah, of course, man. Appreciate you guys coming out and doing those runs for us. That was a hell of a race. That was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, you guys put on a show for us today.
That's gonna take that lead with the 35-57, taking the win against Calco due to Chocolate Island 1. Calco taking 2 severe deaths, giving Dots that lead. He was able to hold on to the rest of it. So he's gonna be moving on to the Final Four to face Louis. So you guys get some GGs out once again. Congrats to Calco for getting as far as he did in this tournament. He threw down some awesome runs. He gave us one of the only no cape all castle runs in this tournament. So big love out to Calco. I think that's going to do it for us here today, though. I'm Wade Carrick, Super D.
I'm Super D541.
And you guys have a good rest of your day.